Well, it won't be long now until In the Heights finally hits movie screens, and there's some new faces in the neighborhood, including Kuka, played by Dasha Polanco. Hey, Dasha, how you doing?
Pretty good. How are you?
Doing all right, doing all right. Okay, let's talk about it. So much buzz for this movie. And is this your first musical?
Yes, it is.
Come on.
Yes, it is. It's
So,
a,
how was that for you going into this? Were there nerves or was there just so much excitement being a part of this project? You were like, yeah, I got this.
it was a combination of everything. It's like a brew of nerves, of insecurities, of fear, but also of like, this is the time, do it, risk it. Yes, this is the right time to do it and the right project. So it's definitely something that I'm very grateful for. And I'm super excited about.
Yeah, I love that. So how did you prepare for this?
Well, I've been working on music and music, dancing, the arts, performing arts has been part of like me and my growing up. It's just a thing that I'm into. And so a couple of years ago when Orange first came out, I linked up with a vocal coach and I was like, I want to work on music and I also want to be able to do some musical theater projects. And I did that. So I took it seriously about 3 years ago. And then right before in 2019, that's when I like was really honest with my team and I was like, I'm ready to audition. I'm ready. I'm ready.
I
And
love that.
so it's all
Yeah,
a process.
yes, yes, it is. Yes, it is. So did you get to see this when it was on Broadway or before?
I was not financially able to. My first Broadway show was actually when I became an actress. I mean, you hear of them and everything, but financially I couldn't afford to go to Broadway. So it's a
Yeah.
full circle. It was like, oh my God, In the Heights, really? Oh, okay. And you kind of like feel that little resentment, like you guys are so lucky you get to live your life like true college students and high school theater kids.
Right.
But I'm here and I'm part of it, so it means much, much more.
Yeah, I wonder though, but you probably know this because you're so close to this production and Lin-Manuel was such a big part of things. Um, I wonder because I did get the opportunity to see this, and so many people who did talk about just the chills that they got from the music, the storytelling, the characters. Well, that you think that will translate for those who go and see this in the theater? What do you think that experience will be like compared to seeing it on stage?
Well, it's definitely, it broadens the lens. And there's definitely more creative control and the ability to play back, rewind, you know what I mean? But to see it in theaters amongst people that you have not been around in the last year, I kind of feel like the story itself has a very general and universal theme, and that's joy, hope, and having a dream. And I think it's not just the Latinx community story or just this ethnicity or the diaspora is so huge in the film that you can't help
Mhm.
but relate and feel it off the screen. And so I look forward to the same experience that we had once we were filming, that
Yeah.
the audience, especially in theaters, that they get that sense of when we were in rehearsals, when we were creating like Carnaval or 96,000, all these, I mean, even speaking about it, I just get goosebumps because the idea of unity, the idea of community, the idea of just celebrating and us moving forward and as humanity is something that I think we can look beyond our differences. And it transcends in the film. Everyone that watches, whether it's the trailer or they get to see the screening, they're like, this is a very special film.
I can't wait. All right, now you're playing a new character written just for this movie. So tell us about, is it Kuka?
Yes, it's Kuka. So
How
she
tell us about Kuka.
so she's one of the salon employees under Daniela, which is Daphne Rubin Vega, alongside Stephanie Beatrice that plays Carla. Um, and it's just more than a salon stylist lady. I feel that these are pillars in our community that represent the matriarch, represent small business owners, represent having your own thing and progressing.
Yeah.
Whether you have whatever obstacles in the way, that's what shows within there in the salon. I feel like there's a sense of also it's in the community, the beauty salons, the barbershops, the grocery stores, they're part of like our upbringings. They help raise our children. And they also are therapeutic, is where we most feel free. to either discuss our business or not, or get advice, where we're able to like nurture that. And so that role of Kuka, a lot of the inspiration I drew from my aunts, that do have a salon, and the conversations there and how they handle the community business, the gossip, the tea, but also how they form part of the neighborhood and how important they are and what they contribute.
I love that. It's like I haven't been to a salon in so long, but for so many of us, people of color, that's like such a staple in our communities. And so much happens here that sets the tone for the community. So I love that. I love that this is part of that. Now, the salon set I'm hearing is amazing. Dancing wigs, the colors. What can you describe about what goes on in that salon?
There's a lot of choreography, believe it or not, a lot of the nails, a lot of the wig dancing, a lot of all that incorporated a lot of choreography. And I have such a respect for the dance community. I mean, we take things for granted, but when you see the work that goes into play, I mean, oh yeah, it's just wigs dancing. No, even that was choreographed, and even that
Wow.
was like studied. So you learn to really understand that everything logistically takes dedication, takes teamwork, and we formed a family. I mean, in the salon world, whether it was like you're dancing with your fingers and your nails, or you're the person, fixing the products, everything was choreographed. And so
Yeah.
everything has a purpose and a symbol, right? It symbolizes something within there. It's just not taking up space. It means something for the communities that we grow up in.
I know COVID played a factor. This was supposed to open a long time ago, and COVID kind of delayed things. Do you feel like it's opening up right at the right time?
I feel like it is. At first, I
Yeah.
was enchanted. I was like, oh my God, we're just going to be seen on just like TV, because everything was there and there was no answers. Obviously, it's a huge pandemic and that's the priority, but
Yeah.
I think it's just the right time for us to, we're getting we're getting around this year. We're actually opening things up. People are feeling more grateful and present.
Yeah.
So it's like yesterday, I mean, throughout the couple of days that there's been more vaccinations and more things have been changing. You see that people are out here more enjoying, like, whether it's at the park or whether it's, just let me go and walk to the store and things like that. People are more willing to go out. So I think it's the perfect time for even theaters. I feel like people want to, there's a new discovery with the experiences, is how we eat now, the dining, how we view things. And so I'm very excited that we will be able to see it in theaters and also at home and HBO Max, but in theaters with people, right?
Yeah.
And really like receive this. So I think it's just everything happens for a reason, and this is the time that it was supposed to happen.
And I think you all maintain the excitement for it. I mean, I think for audiences, people are just as excited as they would like. They've maintained their excitement level for this, which is crazy, right? You did not lose that at all.
Right? Momentum. We
Yep.
need to hold on to that momentum for dear God.
Agreed.
We did. And I'm very optimistic about it. It's just, this is when it was supposed to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, it feels that way. Well, the movie is also opening at the Tribeca Film Festival. How do you feel like that as a New York? How do you feel about that as a New Yorker?
I mean, Tribeca Film Festival. I mean, what can I tell? At first, I was like, wait, wasn't this like a huge secret? And then when it came, when it was known, I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. What are the chances of this happening for a film like this, right? Because we've seen so many films open up, but a film and what it represents,
Yeah.
it's so meaningful. It's something that I know youth and those that are up and coming it inspire, it will motivate them to understand that we can write more. Your stories are valuable. We are enough. We are worthy. Shifting the lens doesn't take the light away from anything else. And it's time to celebrate and to live joyously in our communities. Let's bring our communities forward and share our stories with the world.
I love that. Well, in other movie news, because you stay busy, you're also starring alongside the one and only Sylvester Stallone in Samaritan. Set this up for us. Who do you play?
I play the mother of the young child, Sam, who is obsessed with so Sylvester Stallone is Samaritan, and he's like an urban superhero. You know what I
Ah,
mean? It's like it's a new way of watching a new superhero, but it's Sylvester Stallone, and you get to really see me in an action film. And I'm excited about that as a mother.
Okay.
I'm like jumping on the roof and doing things like, I'm like, I never expected. So I got to do a little of my own stunts
Okay.
safely. I did kind of feel like a little bit of like Tom Cruise, you know, Top Gun,
Right.
but not to that extreme. I am Dascha Samaritan, playing a mom with a little edge.
That's gotta be exciting to kinda get a taste of that, and maybe there'll be more of that in your future, more action. Like, I can see you starring as a in an action film.
I am all for it. Action, superhero. I am all about that. I am all
Yes.
about that. Why not? I mean,
Why not?
herbaceous girls need, come on, women of
Come
color,
on.
girls, we need to show that we're also active. I'm
Yeah.
very active. So I'm all about that. Let's see.
Let's see. Let's make it happen. All right, you're also starring in the drama I, Gilbert, a very different type of story. Can you tell us about that?
Hi, Gilbert. It's an independent film with Adrian Martinez. And it's a story about not someone that might be seen as a misfit and is trying to fit in society via a phone, you know, takes a picture of a stranger with his phone, and it might be invasive, but there's so much more to it. There's mental health aspects to it. I play Jana, the girl that she falls in love, and it's interesting to see the dynamics of it because we learn the layers of such individuals that we might judge. She does have certain mental health disorders that we also get to learn, and also learn that vulnerability is not necessarily a weakness, and communication, learning, speaking the language that we see in this film allows us to understand that there's more to just like, oh, that's Gilbert, the guy that lives downstairs. You know, there's more to that. So we do see a lot of the unlayering and the process of understanding.
I love that. Look at you. You have come so far from that young person who couldn't afford that ticket to see In the Heights.
Right. And now, you know, now
Come
they're
on.
I might be part of it, you know?
Come on. I love it. Well, I want to let everybody know that In the Heights hits theaters and HBO Max on June 11th. Dasha, it's always great to see you. Congratulations on everything.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right. Be well.
You too.